Hello, welcome to the student walkthrough video for Paper 2, Question 1. In this video, we are going to be focusing on Question 1, looking at how the question is constructed, how to answer the question, and tips on what makes a good answer. We have other videos available which will guide you through this paper as a whole, and there are also videos so that you can work through each question in detail. So question 1 will ask you to describe one feature. This question will have two parts, question 1A and question 1B. You will need to identify a feature of something and then add a sentence of additional information. Additional information can be descriptive or say why something happened, but it needs to be clear that the additional information is linked to the feature. Each part is worth 2 marks. Question 1 is worth 4 marks in total. We advise that you spend no longer than 6 minutes answering this question, 7.5 minutes if you have extra time. So today we are going to look at this question from the Early Elizabethan England paper. Describe one feature of education in early Elizabethan England. And underlined in blue is the focus of what you are describing. Here we have some questions from the other British depth study papers. All questions are constructed in the same way. Underlined in blue is the focus of what you are describing. So have a look at these questions if you will be sitting one of the other papers. Let's return to our question from the Early Elizabethan England paper. Describe one feature of education in early Elizabethan England. To answer this question, you need to identify a feature. For example, boys from wealthy families were educated at home, or grammar schools were available for boys of gentry and yeoman families. And then you need to add a sentence of additional information that is linked to the feature. Here we have an answer from a candidate that scored 2 marks. They have identified the feature of grammar schools, and they have followed this with additional information linked to grammar schools. There is a small error, for example, in the age ranges, but as there is further accurate additional information about grammar schools, the candidate was not penalised for this. So here's a reminder of what makes a good answer to question 1. Try to write just 2 sentences. State the feature and follow this with a sentence of additional information. That brings us to the end of this walkthrough video. In this video, we have looked at how you should answer question 1 on paper 2 of the British depth study of your GCSE History exam. We hope you have found it useful. Remember that we have videos for every question on each paper available. You can also find more information for students on our websites in the course materials under the section on student support.